Hi viewers, greetings of the day. This is Padmashri and I'm here to describe about Introduction to Compilers. So generally what is compiler? As you all know, after typing the program, we usually compile it and we find what are the errors present in the program, we correct it and then execute the program. But what actually happens inside is something different. Compiler not only presents the reports the presence of errors, but it also converts the high-level language programs into one that is readable by the computers so that it can easily identify the errors present. So compiler is a system software that converts the source code written in a programming language, generally called as the source language, into another language that is readable by computers or understandable by computers, normally the object code or a binary code. Why this conversion has to be done is to create an executable program. The high-level language programs has to be converted into an executable program so that it is easily executed by the compilers or understandable by the compilers. All that apart from that, it reports the presence of errors in the program. So what is interpreter? Interpreter is a translator. It is again a system software, but it does not convert the source language into a target program. It directly executes the source program, but it interprets the program line by line and detects the errors present in the program. However, the running time of the program is slower when compared to the compilers. Let's see a comparison between compiler and an interpreter. The source program is read by the compiler and it produces an executable program. And also it reports the presence of errors present in the source program. The data are then given to the or read by the executable program and the desired output is produced. This happens in the compiler. Let's see what happens in an interpreter. The source program and the data are directly read by the interpreters. The interpreter interprets the program line by line and reports the presence of errors and reads the data to produce the output. So what is the difference between a compiler and the interpreter? That's what we have seen in the previous slides. Apart from that, in compiler, the input is given only to the executable file, but in the interpreter, the source program and the input data are together given to the interpreter. Compilers take less space because only object files are created, but here the interpreter requires more space because each line has to be translated. Compilers are faster execution and interpreters are slower execution as it takes time to correct the errors line by line. Examples for compiler: Fortran, COBOL, C, C++ and Pascal uses compilers, whereas Lisp, Perl and Python uses interpreters. Okay, that is a basic intro about compilers and interpreters. Let us see how the compilers are classified. The compilers are broadly classified into constructional and functional behavior. So constructional type, it is single pass compiler, multi-pass compiler, load and go compiler. And functional, it is debugging and optimizing compiler. So to know about single pass, multi-pass, we have to know about the steps involved in generating a compiler. The source program is generally converted into an intermediate file, and this intermediate file is converted into a target program. This is multi-pass compiler, whereas in single pass compiler, the source program is directly converted into a target program in a single go. So this is called as a single pass compiler. Load and go compilers are compilers that are loaded into main memory only during the execution time. Debugging and optimizing compilers are generally for debugging the errors and the lines of codes are optimized. This is the special functionality of a compiler. So, however, the basic operation of all the compilers must be same. Okay, that is to convert the high level language or to convert a source code into a target code. By understanding these tasks, we can construct a compiler that is wide variety of compilers with the same basic techniques. To know about general functioning of a compiler, we'll see about two parts in the compilation. The two parts are analysis part and synthesis part. In the analysis part, the source program is broken down into pieces to produce the intermediate code. In the synthesis part, these intermediate codes are together used to construct the desired target code. Hence, this is called as a two-pass compiler. During analysis, the operations represented by the source program are recorded in a tree structure called as a syntax tree. We'll see about the syntax tree in the later sessions, but however, when you consider a tree, we have node and children. Each nodes in the syntax tree represents the operation and children represents the operands, or simply we call it as arguments of the operation. This is the example for a syntax tree, and the equation is position is equal to initial plus rate star 60. This is the syntax tree. See, all the interior nodes are representing the operators like equal to, plus and star, whereas the leaves represent position, initial, rate and 60. These are the arguments, or simply tools, language processing. Now we'll go with language processing system, or steps involved in converting a skeletal source program into an executable file. Source program is read by the preprocessor, and this skeletal source program is converted into an actual source program. This actual source program is read by the compiler to produce a target assembly code. The assembler then reads the assembly program and produces a relocatable mission code. Relocatable mission codes are again read by the loaders or link editors. The function of the link editor is to link the additional files or modules required to run a program, and the loader loads these relocatable mission codes into the main memory to convert it into an absolute mission code. So we'll see the functions of each tool, each system software. Preprocessor, the source program is divided into a number of modules and are stored in a separate files. The task of a preprocessor is to collect these source programs and to produce a skeletal source program. Example, it includes some macros, macro expansions, everything will be included. As you all know, compiler converts the program written in high-level language, that is the source language, into an assembly language, and also reports the presence of errors in the program. The assembler reads the assembly program and converts it into a relocatable mission code, that is into a mnemonics. Mnemonic codes are produced here. The loader and the linker, these are again a system software that loads the a linker links the library files required, and loader loads the program that is stored in the secondary memory into the primary memory and keeps it ready for execution. Now the target code or the absolute code is produced. And that's the end of the session. And this is the end of the session. Hope you can understand what is a compiler, what is an interpreter, what are the basic difference between a compiler and an interpreter, and about the language processing system. Thanks for watching this video. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.